So this is a short reflection I actually wanted to add in terms of how I've been able to appreciate myself in the job market and in the job world. So I'm not the particular type of person that's experienced with a 4 years or a bachelor's degree, but I do have a 2 year degree. What I really carry with is basically common sense and street smart capability. And no matter whatever risk of decisions I've made myself personally, in terms of the element of risk I've taken to be able to change jobs, to get a better paying job, or to just appreciate another good uh, paying job that's going to be able to enable me to get around more often and appreciate more life as well. As a result, to my previous experience working in the lab environment and being in the lab environment helped me to understand, okay, the responsibilities and the essence of what I was providing for, what I had contributed for in the biopharmaceutical research. Having said, I had some barriers, and I was, of course, barriered with, the centered areas of equipment, the responsibilities, long hours at the lab, the long hours in the centers that I worked in. I've godforsaken, for God's sakes, I mean, one day I came home with a lump on my back or a lump on my arm. The many things I was messing around with was medical products and the many issues that most people don't want to talk about and just as well as are not comfortable with because of the industry that I've helped contribute with as well. In the company I worked with, contributed in the cancer research industry, HIV, AIDS, you name it. You've seen the information on the online mainstream, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to hear the rest, I'm sure. You've heard of it probably in the research bases and pharmaceutical experts who talk about all of the passing of the commercial drugs that have been able to help improve the reducing infection of AIDS and HIV. These are what's, of course, helped be able to, yes, censor as well how much of shared data even the companies have been able to share. To the point, all the things the contributed efforts been able to contribute to in terms of whether if it was lab quality or quality maintenance, whatever contribution I've added to, it still didn't add to the values I was looking for in life. Now that I'm more out and more actually engaged, I've actually been able to see and understand the qualities of people, how people talk in terms of how well can they communicate every day, in terms of, okay, the barriers that I've been able to step into. I'm sure in most of these areas aren't intentionally designed to in streets and neighborhoods and urban areas. Obviously, they have would you say is a neighborhood of cults and designed to be in cult like areas, such as the cast area, right? Working in a lab environment, you would feel like somehow you would be involved in this cast or a cult environment because you were expected to do the certain things within a certain time. Obviously, there was always organization, there was always proper improvements and adding. I learned continued lessons about continuous leadership, continuous improvements, continuous mentorship, continuous maintenance in all facet of weaknesses that we wanted to confront. So to really battle what we really want to be able to improve is in ourselves. And I always critically think and I always critically help myself understand it's not the education or the degree that's going to better yourself. It's actually going to be your own intuition that's going to better yourself. I always help myself to understand that it's okay to start from the bottom. Excuse me. It's okay to start from the bottom and not from the top. Because the top will basically trample you. The top area of the job market world. You look at Wall Street, you look at all the financial investors. It requires credibility just as much as being a laboratory technician or being a cell therapy technician or being a manufacturing engineer technician or being a mechanical engineer or being a car salesman. What we don't like, yeah, of course, we want to pass through it, we want to bypass it, but we actually want to be able to empower ourselves. With just as much as good salary, the good paying salary that we get, it requires expectations. But how well can we empower ourselves to be better in those expectations? So, the lesson we learn every day is don't rest on your laurels. Don't rest on the nonsense spending of money that we've all crossed ourselves to be able to spend to. We flourishly spend many things about what we wanted rather than what's really needed. And the lessons that we learned about from people who say, don't mess with the money you earned. Keep your hard earned money. The important message I leave to this is before I keep going, I want to give a heartfelt thoughts and prayers to those suffering in the wildfires. Please, please be safe out there. And also the resemblance of this hard-stricken wildfire that has hit you so hard. And we're all experiencing the same situation, the winter storm Blair that is hitting us still as well, and all the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast area as well. So please be safe out there. Please act respectfully towards others. Please act with common sense. Maybe this is a time for us all to be able to look into a sense of light, look into a sense of forgiveness, perhaps another holy grail. Whatever you decide to do, it's time to move forward. It is time again to exercise greatness, to be more great, to be more fruitful, to be more appreciating, to also love one another, to act more with common sense and respect, and then maybe a little bit of decency. Anyway, give your thoughts, give your opinions, hashtags, give it thumbs up, thumbs down, it's okay. Whatever you decide, you make it a great day, or not, the choice is yours.